Holy moly. Yes, you are seeing it right. Black Swan is going to be coming up very soon when it comes to being after Ruin May and also Dr. Ratio. Wow, this has not only put a dent in a lot of people's pockets, but a dent in a lot of people's plans, because I know a lot of people have been waiting and wanted to see when she was going to be introduced into the game as a playable character ever since her introduction in the Interstellar Myriad trailer. I think that's what it was called when she was first shown, and by far her design looks absolutely amazing, and this is very exciting. So today we are going to be talking about Black Swan, what she's going to be doing to a lot of the teams in the game at the current moment, and also the impact she's going to have on the meta. And we don't need to know a lot about her kit to know this. There is a lot of stuff that is implied when you see what her win type is and what her class is. So we're going to be talking about that very quickly. And then also there is something else to talk about, which is the 2.0 sneak peek when it comes to the quality of life and all that type of stuff. Yes, we are going to be heading to Penacony very soon, and that is very exciting because with the 2.0 patch, with the new region, means a lot more JAs and a lot more content. So yes, Honkai Star Rail is in a very healthy state, in a very nice state, especially with all the things we're getting, like MOC changes, with the 2.0 update, with all these quality of life updates. There's just a lot of really cool things happening. So let's go ahead and start talking about Black Swan. So Black Swan is going to be a wind user with the Nihility type, and as you can see at the current moment in this game, the Nihility class is a little built up. We have our dot damage units, and we also have our full-on debuffers. Gwen, Luca, Sampo, and Kafka are our dot center teams, and then we also have the natural debuffers like Silverwolf, Well, and Pella. So we basically are building up a strong Nihility type class, and the role or roster of these characters is ever expanding, and of course adding Black Swan to it, this is going to get very interesting, because as you may know, or as you can see right here, right now, all the dot-centered units are all 4 stars when it comes to Gwen, Luca, and Sampo. Yes, Kafka is a dot-centered unit, but she's the only one that's a 5-star, and she's rather there more to enable the team and be the trigger for it, rather than to full-on focus your damage into dots the way Gwen, Luca, and Sampo do. So looking at the debuffers that we have right now, which are Silverwolf and Welt, these are the debuffers we have for 5 stars. We do not currently have a 5-star dot user or a character that is main focused on dots that is a 5-star. So more likely than not, especially with them loving to use these Nihility characters to improve the dot team, as we've seen with Gwen, as we've seen with Luca, we've seen a lot of Nihility characters come out very recently that are always Nihility and always a dot damage unit. And looking at Black Swan, hopefully she ends up being the exact same way, because if so, Kafka is going to skyrocket when it comes to the, I guess you say, reliability and how much power she's going to hold when she gets a teammate who is a 5-star, who's going to have much better scaling, who is going to be much better in reliability, how strong they are, and she's able to re-trigger their dots. Having a character that is main focused on their dot damage is going to be absolutely insane. And let's not forget, we also do have that new relic set centered towards dots. So yes, we have a lot of things to look forward to. We have a lot of things to start grinding for, because if Black Swan is to be on Kafka's team, wow, that is going to be a big boost in Kafka's, I guess you could say, tiers, because she's already pretty high up in the tier list. But now that she's going to have a center around carry for that team, this is going to be very exciting. Of course, we don't know currently what her kit is. We also don't know who the next characters are going to be for the drip marketing. We have to wait till tomorrow when these other characters get shown, the other 5-star and also possibly a 4-star. So very exciting things. But let's go ahead after talking about that, because we have talked about this. And just to point out, Nihility win, there's only one character. It's Sampo. So if she were to take Sampo's spot in being a dot damage dealer for Nihility, yeah, Sampo is kind of getting thrown out into the bin where he's usually seen in most trailers anyway. So this is going to be really cool. It's going to be very exciting. I know a lot of people don't like using Sampo on their team just because they don't like him. So having Black Swan as a possible replacement and how good she looks, woo, I cannot wait for her to come out. But let's go ahead and quickly talk over the 2.0 version quality of life update, which are going to be quite a bit of things coming to us when we get to Penacony. So let's go ahead and look over it. Right now, of course, we are looking at the Relic System Optimization launch, which this is a very big portion of the game. This is a very big portion of the end game loop. So this is something that you need to make notice of when they're finally improving something as big as this. So going over it quickly, first we're going to get quick enhance, which is a very good thing in all honesty. You don't have to worry about, like, I guess you say, wasting time, you know, picking and choosing relics until you get to the +3 or +6 or +9. You are able to go each stage. You don't have to level up to level 1, then level 2, then go to 3, or level it up to level 2, then get to 3. No, you'll go automatically to +3. You go automatically to +6, because these will be when the new substats roll or when the next substats get their improvements based on if you have 4 or 3 substats. So this is really cool. Now, one thing that I highly advise people do not do, even though this is given you as an option, is that with the 5-star relics, you are given a choice to either make it into the purple fragments or make it into relic remains. My opinion at the current moment is that you do not, you do not make these into the lost gold fragments, because the relic remains are so much more valuable. They give you more chances at getting another relic. Even if you don't like it, you can redo it, get more relic remains, and then roll for another relic. It saves a lot of energy in all honesty, and you can get a lot of these gold fragments if you grind out the simulated universe, if you buy it from the Stardust shop. There's a lot of really cool ways you can get this, and they're pretty plentiful in my honest opinion. So please, 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 I want to say that as a current moment, as best of my knowledge as I can say, please go ahead and get the relic remains. Do not get these lost gold fragments. If you're really strapped for XP, or you know you don't want any more relic remains and you just want more XP, then I guess you can go for so. And then now we're also going to be getting the discard relic function, which is going to be available during Penacony's release, which is version 2.0. And this is where we can mark the relics as trash, and then when we go to discard it or we go to salvage it, they'll auto select when we go to do so. So this makes it a lot easier to keep track of what relics you don't want in your inventory anymore, or which ones you do want to delete, because sometimes when you're in the menu, you forget if some of the pieces that you chose to salvage are good, or maybe they're potentially good at if you roll them. This is going to make it a lot easier so that you don't, get mixed up. You don't have to look through it every single time. You mark it as trash. When it's time to salvage, you get rid of them. So this is really nice. And then we're also going to be seeing the filter function get improved to make it a little easier to find specific relics, which is really nice. And then lastly, we're also going to be getting the relic set recommendation. So if you don't know how to build a certain character after a certain period of time, if you don't know how to build Pella, you will eventually see a relic set recommended to you, which is like, hey, you might want to run Hacker Space with Longevious, or run the Ice set or something like that. I feel like a majority of the player base might gravitate towards a certain build for certain characters, while there may be other fine-tuned relic options. So you can use this recommendation. I'm pretty sure they'll end up being okay in terms of what they recommend. But if you really want a fine-tuned and very specific type of build for a certain character, I do say that you might want to check out some guides from other content creators or me myself, just in case you want to take your character to the edge or make them as good as they possibly can. Because although I do trust that this relic set recommendation option is going to be great, I do think that it might not lean towards the more min-maxy type of builds, like running Hacker Space or Longevious. That way you're able to get more speed and get some more health for your supports, and instead of it giving you just full Hacker Space or full of whatever damage type they are. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll have to see when it comes out. Another thing that's really nice is apparently we are going to be getting a path material that is going to basically turn itself into any path material that you currently don't have. Just say you need 5 of the hunt arrows to be able to level up a talent. This is going to be able to be where if you have 3 arrows, you can use 2 of these to basically fill out the rest of that talent trace, which is really nice. This is going to be really cool. And apparently we're going to be getting some in the mailbox after the version 1.6 update. So this is really freaking nice. Very thoughtful of them to be able to do this, and it just makes it a lot easier to grind stuff out. I'm not 100% sure where we will be getting these, but I'm assuming it will be probably in Quest and maybe even in the battle pass, so we'll have to see. Post edit me. So the next portion of this update is that now that new characters are coming, we are no longer going to be using the same trace materials for every single character. After Penacony comes out, we are going to be getting brand new trace materials, which means that we don't have to grind these same old ones that we have. So whenever you get a new character, whether through rerun or whenever you get an older character, you can just grind those older trace materials and use them. You don't have to infinitely grind or pre-grind for Penacony, because yes, we will be getting brand new trace materials to use for these brand new characters past 2.0. So don't pre-grind. I wish we could, but they are going to be using some brand new materials. And apparently we are going to be getting 6 new calyxes that are golden stages across the REHOO and Penacony, where we're going to be able to obtain these materials on the different maps. So that's really cool. And then the Orlais Crossroads system. I think this is the one where everyone was talking about, and this is very exciting to look at, where it's going to be on each Trailblaze mission, continuance companion mission, certain adventure missions will be organized based on their timeline and locations. Ooh. This content will be presented in the form of a tree diagram, making it more convenient to directly view, access each mission, and clarify the relationships between different missions. This way, Trailblazers will be able to review and continue their own Trailblaze journey more clearly. So this is very nice. Apparently, we're going to be seeing all the quests connected to each other if they're connected, and see if you do this quest, what quest afterwards is going to directly correlate with what I just did. I think this is going to be very nice for story clarity's sake, and this is going to be really cool for a lot of people coming into the game that are pretty new, that don't know the story as well, that don't know where they're doing. This is going to allow them to get to where they want to be, or explore in a certain fashion what quest they want to take in order to live out the story the way they want. So this is really nice. And another crazy thing that I think is really nice, which I really want to see, is apparently when Penacony comes out, the light cone manifest store that we get within Forgotten Hall, which I have a million shards of, you're going to be getting more light cones in there. So I wonder which ones they're exactly going to be putting in. That is very exciting. I wonder if they're going to do more of the gacha light cones, which would be really cool. Some of those are very strong, so them adding that into the store would be cool. Or will these be full on new light cones? We'll have to see. So make sure to save up on those shards that you get from the Forgotten Hall, and we'll have to see what we get when it comes out. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. I am very excited for Black Swan. I'm very excited with what she's probably going to do for Kafka's team. And then we're also getting a fat ton of updates with Penacony. A lot of quality of life stuff, a lot of gameplay efficient type of changes. So these are really cool. I'm really excited for all of this. Honkai Star Rail's heading in a really great direction with us getting all these updates for Penacony, us getting Black Swan, and then we're also getting MOC changes and Pure Fiction coming out very soon. And let's not forget Ruin May and Dr. Ratio will be coming out with a stream on Friday, and we'll be getting them very, very soon heading into 1.6. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll wait to the end of the video. See y'all on the next one, and peace.